Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Wattpad Book Club. I'm your host, Phoenix. Of the day, I got my lovely friend over here. I got Lego.
Lesbians.
Yeah, aka a lesbian. You should change it from a lesbian to the lesbian because you're the guy for lesbian.
You know what? Yeah, hold on. I'll change that up right now.
Perfect. I am full of great ideas. Yeah, I am.
There we go.
Perfect. I'm such a genius.
So smart.
Yeah.
A true visionary.
Yeah. Well, a lesbian just means that you're one of a million, whereas the lesbian, you're the guy. You're the one.
Yeah, the only one.
Yeah. See, I'm fucking big. Absolute cinema. Big bang.
Absolute cinema.
Yeah, and Lego is gonna be very excited for today because the wheel was spun last week and we landed on Wolfwren. So we're gonna be continuing this lesbian story. This will be the third installment. How are you feeling about that?
Yippee!
A lot of yippies in chat. Can we get some Pepe hands? Thank you. Yeah, that's just like we're clapping it extensively because they're just so excited for lesbian content. Honestly, that's what Alpha's doing at last time I recorded for Wattpad Book Club.
Just quacking.
Yeah, some of it was like quacking. Other times it was like he would just send the claps whenever we completed a chapter or like we said something really funny, like as like a live studio audience shit. Really good. Anyway.
Man, I can't wait to see that.
Okay, so what'd you tell me to do? Okay, take the coin, flip it in the air, catch it in my mouth, swish it around, and spit it out.
Yep.
That's a big coin.
Don't chip your tooth.
I already have a lot of chipped teeth.
Don't chip it anymore. You know how much money teeth cost?
I know, I was just at the dentist. Luckily that last one was free because it was just a follow-up, which I didn't know. But, alright, I'll throw it on my head.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see if I can land it on top of my head.
If it lands in your eye?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna see if I can balance it on top of my head. You ready? Oh wait, do you want to be heads or tails?
I'll be tails because yes.
Okay, tails because yes. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can land it on top of my head. Hold on. Ow. I mean, I did. Fuck, you said tails, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There you go, buddy. You get to read the lesbians first.
Wow, I'm so excited to get the pleasure of reading Wolfwren's Shin Bean Forever. The meeting first.
I'm proud of you.
I know. Sabine had felt as though it was the best for Shin if it was the best if Shin came along. God, I can speak already, and we're not even the first sentence in.
I was like, damn, we just started.
Why is Jack Black on my screen?
What?
There's an ad, and I swear it was Jack Black.
I don't know, he was in a movie recently.
It looked like School of Rock Jack Black.
Okay, what? Were you advertised a streaming service on the side?
I have no idea. My Opera just blocked it.
Awesome. Mine's giving me Teru merchandise on the side of mine from Akari. It's like, we know you want this Teru merch really bad. And I'm like, fuck, I do.
Want a break from the ads?
If you tap
just buy the Teru merch.
I really do. I might. If I don't find anything at the card show this Saturday, I might fold and be like, alright, mini Teru figure on my desk now.
Yep.
I probably priority straight.
For everyone's sake. The New Republic wouldn't want whom they considered to be a dangerous dark Jedi roaming the halls, and Sabine wouldn't have wanted to leave her either. She offered her an arm to support in getting up. The two of them gladly followed Hera. Shin kept her arm linked with Sabine's the entire way until Hera got to the meeting room and gestured for both of them to have a seat at the end of the table, where everyone else was either waiting in person or waiting to be calmed in via holocall for the ease of everyone's location and schedule. I'm really hoping there's like a Mon Mothma cameo.
I don't know who that is.
In here.
But I'm excited for you. I don't know.
You will know.
Okay. Yeah, when you start screaming in excitement, I'm like, oh, that's it.
Sabine took her seat and waited for the appropriate time to speak, to introduce both Shin and her cause and her cause. And so that way she could get her own 2 cents in before anyone else. Okay, this is Sabine. I'm glad everyone. I'm. Jesus Christ! I cannot speak.
Damn, lesbians have really taken over your brain right now that you can't formulate a sentence.
I'm sorry, I'm a little flustered right now.
Yeah, I bet you are.
I'm glad to be here today, everyone. As you may know, I brought Shin Hati into custody to share with us whatever she may know about the search for Admiral. But she's willing to help on her own accord. She paused for a moment and glanced at Shin. In exchange for her knowledge and help in aiding in our quest, I just asked that I be allowed responsible for her. I know her better than anyone here. Jeez, making her sound like she's trying to get custody of the kid.
That's all I asked for. I just need a weekend with them.
Shin nodded when Sabine introduced her, almost as a way of greeting the members of the New Republic, as threatening as it seemed in ways to her. She didn't expect to be sitting in a room full of so many important figures that should have, by all means, been her enemies. I am willing to help you in your quest to find missing Grand Admiral Thrawn and the general's missing Ezra Bridger. She glanced briefly to Hera. One of the chancellors who joined the holocall looked quite perplexed, his eyebrows raising as he looked between Hera, Sabine, and Shin. Damn, I wish I knew which one this was. And what's in it for you? Why the sudden change of heart? After giving a weak shrug, Shin began to speak again. My eyes were opened when someone showed me a kindness no one ever had before. Sabine felt a light smile tug on her lips as she cast a glance in Shin's direction before looking back at the chancellors. I trust that she's going to help us. And more importantly, I trust her. At least enough to be confident in utilizing her help. With your permission, of course. Though I'll assume full responsibility for everything. And if Sabine trusts her, I see no reason why we shouldn't as well. Sabine has always had some of the best intuition on my team. Hera spoke up. Damn, I really wish that, they put, like, the names of these people.
Yeah, well, just a senator chimed in. Just a guy. So I was like, did the call drop?
No, I was reading ahead to see, like, who are you? So I know who to give your voice to.
Yeah, like looking at the cast and like, who are you people?
Then I say we give her a chance. We've given the others a chance to be part of our cause. Former Imperials, former rogues, people from all walks of life. A senator chimed in, glancing over at the Chancellor, who spoke with a slight smile pulled at her face. And let us not forget, Chancellor, your wife came from an imperial political background, and look at her now.
I love the accent that you gave this the senator.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know why. It reminded me of fucking... I don't remember her name, but it's from that movie called Brave from Pixar. And he's like, if you had your choice to change their fate, would you? I don't know. That's what it reminded me of.
Wait, hold up. My brain is now slightly breaking because I don't think they know the lore. That's what it's beginning to feel like.
What, the person writing this doesn't know the lore?
Yes, because I over here like, let us not forget, Chancellor, your wife came from imperial political background. Mon Mothma came from imperial political background, but she is the Chancellor of the New Republic.
They might have rewritten things to make certain things work.
My inner, like, crazy person is dying.
How dare they
With, like,
mischaracterize?
Oh, damn, I guess I'm not getting that cool Mon Mothma cameo.
Sorry, man. Maybe next time. No, don't cry.
You bring up quite the fair point. The Chancellor cleared his throat. Then I personally do not see any issue with Commander Wren overseeing Miss Hati while she is with us. She's taking full accountability, and that's all I could ask. Is everyone else in agreement? He asked, looking around at everyone else being spoken to, and it looked like the general consensus was yes. Although she didn't let it show, Sabine was very relieved in that moment. Thank you, Chancellor. She sat back in her seat, gesturing for Shin now, since this was all a mission briefing after all. Now, please turn your attention to Miss Hati and allow her to tell us everything she knows about Morgan Elsbeth and Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Excuse me, you pronounced it wrong. It's Morgan and Morgan and Morgan.
Sorry. Hold on, I restart.
Yeah.
Allow her to tell us everything she knows about Morgan Elsbeth and Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Perfect. Cinema.
I have like the urge to comment on this, like, Mon Mothma was actually the Chancellor of...
You know what's really funny? I can see you doing that, too. I low-key, I feel like you would, like, I would recommend you a fanfiction, and then you'd be, like, reading it, and I'm like, so, how are you liking the thing that I recommended? You're like, it's fine, it's just, these parts are really irritating me. I'm like, oh shit, what's, like, is the writing bad? Or is, like, the dynamic? And you're like, no, the dynamic's fine, they're just getting the lore messed up, and it's really taking me out of it, like, this is not in canon with the universe.
Yes! Literally, that will happen to me with everything I read.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
You're like, this isn't right. They would never do this. 1 star. Alright. Oh my god. Present day with Morgan and Morgan and Morgan. Okay,
oh god, now I'm realizing I'm not going to be able to drink for the next chapter.
Why?
Because we don't want the coffee incident 2.0.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant like alcohol, and I'm like, you can't drink. What are you talking about?
No, remember, 2 times while we were recording, I spit my coffee everywhere because of Morgan and Morgan and Morgan.
Yeah, my bad. I'm just so fucking funny. Also, preface: I still have finger changed to nublet on my side, so if it says nublet, that's what I'm gonna read. Okay. All right.
Oh, don't worry, I have that too.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way when I was reading Polytrick, and there was a lot of emotional scenes, and they just happened to type out finger a lot. So I read out Nublet, and Jillian got it was like, bro, can you take this scene seriously? And I'm like, I am. Nublet's here, though.
Hold up. Why did I just get a pop-up ad for McDonald's? How do I get out of this?
They stole your cookies. They saw you look up the McRib ones, and now they're on your ass.
I never even looked at the McDonald's website. I didn't know they had a website.
No, you did, remember? Because I asked you about, like, wait, they sell fish, and you looked up a fish product, so yeah, they got your ass.
Oh, right, I forgot we looked up the McFish.
Clear your cookies. Then you won't get McDonald's ads anymore. Unless they just don't have anything to show you, that they're just showing you, like, those kind of advertisements. It happens. Alright, present day. Morgan, Elsbeth's Starship. Alright. As Beth stood, looking out in the large loom shadow into the vast galaxy. There was always questions as to why this Grand Admiral was so important that they needed to expend every fleeting former Imperial resource to try and find him, while Morgan believed that the Empire would once again rise from the ashes. That wasn't a belief held by all Imperials. In fact, many of them had been branded traitors, fleeing to the New Republic. But why would she waste her time with them? She had far greater concerns at hand, such as finding Thrawn. You understand, don't you, Balin? She addressed the man in the room with her. This mission is to better the future of the Galactic Empire, but it's for personal reasons as well. At least I have someone who understands them. Flashback setting 0 BBY during the Battle of Lothal.
Pop quiz. Do you know what BBY stands for?
No.
You failed.
Sorry. My only lore with...
Correct answer is before Battle of Yavin.
Before the Battle of Yapping?
Of Yavin.
Oh, Yavin, sorry.
This is about BBY before... before our Battle of Yapping.
Yeah. Fucking... Okay, my only Star Wars lore that I know extensively is episodes 1 through 6 because I played the Lego Star Wars Complete Saga religiously as a kid, and that's the only way I knew about the lore, so... Sorry.
You know what? Fair. I accept that. Lego games, it's totally understandable now.
It's so fucking... It was so good back in the day.
I know.
Morgan and Elizabeth quickly made her way down the hall. Sidestepping. I can't read, okay? Sidestepping anyone in her way. She needed to find Thrawn before she left, and given his track record, she doubted very much that he'd waste a moment for something as frivolous as a goodbye. Sirens blared from multiple monitors, troopers and officers alike scattered in multiple directions, and her focus remained unchanged. She knew she'd find him preparing for departure in his quarters, and she had no qualms about letting herself in, clasping her hands in front of her neatly. I heard you're leaving, Admiral. It disappoints me that you're not going to at least wish me farewell, but despite that, there's something I need to talk to you about, to tell you, before you leave like this. The Grand Admiral surely was not one to waste his valuable time on someone such as a romantic partner. Oh, okay. When something as important as the confrontation between him and the group of rebels giving their glorious empire so much trouble as of late. But now that Morgan was there, he supposed it couldn't be avoided. I'm reading this thing so much. Wait until Nublet shows up. That's the cherry on top of this.
Yeah.
The two came from very different backgrounds. Thrawn coming to age in the oh fuck.
Come on.
What the fuck is this? Am I dyslexic?
Okay, let's sound it out together.
Yes, please. Okay. Ascendancy?
Ascendancy, close enough.
Ascendancy, okay. Where your professional duties came first and your personal life later. And Morgan grew up in a world where emotion was encouraged. Speaking your mind and Prioritizing yourself was one of the most important things prompted in these core areas in the galaxy. Nevertheless, he turned to her as he continued to wipe his blaster of any smudges or imperfections. Not that he ever enjoyed using it, but it seemed like the right time to carry it. Morgan. Dearest, I don't quite have the time for things such as farewells when there's a battle to be fought. A battle that you're sure to win, given your background. She felt the need to encourage first and foremost, considering she knew today's battle would determine the future of the Empire. A future that to be remain intact for the two of them.
This feels like some like anime thing.
I gotta go my own way. You have to go, and I understand that. You have my support from afar. I just suppose that before you go rushing into battle, you should know something about us. Is she about to say I'm pregnant? I swear to God. Instinctively. Oh no! Instinctively, Morgan rested a hand on her stomach, but she didn't quite finish her statement yet. She wanted his full, undivided attention for it, and perhaps this was the worst time to ask for it. Yeah, when you're about to be attacked. Thrawn had put his blaster on the hoister and discarded his cloth to the side of the nearby table, beginning to adjust his rank badge and straighten up his uniform. I do understand that this is important to you, Morgan. He at the very least came over and took her hands into his own, not connecting anything about the placement of the one sitting in her... Oh my god, what a fucking idiot.
Okay, listen, Thrawn, you were the most strategically smart person in Star Wars and won so many battles. How do you not get this?
Okay, bro, I need you to be Edwin right now and put the pieces together, alright? I need you to lock the fuck in. But I'd rather any personal to us be discussed after the battle, just to keep my mind clear while I'm not here. He was very carefully caressed her cheek as he let go of a hand before giving the other a light squeeze to show some amount of care before stepping back, his hands clapped behind his back. Although she appreciated his light gestures of affection, she felt disappointed. She wanted him to know before he went off to battle, but she had to respect him and his wishes. Right. Of course, my love. I only ask that we discuss this the moment you get back. It's very important to me. Morgan squeezed his hand lightly in return before he pulled away, hiding any hint of dejection she felt. I'll be waiting for your return. Be careful. For me, at least. Oh my god, wait. Does he die in the battle?
So...
You can tell me.
Lord time! No, he does not die, but he gets carried away to a separate galaxy with Ezra Bridger by some space whales.
Oh, okay. Does he get to see his wife and kid again?
Yes, in Ahsoka episode 6, they meet up again, but this kid never happened and they were never in a relationship.
Oh. Okay, so this is fandom stuff right now that we're reading?
Yes, this is very much fandom stuff. They never had a kid.
They don't have any kind of romantic relationship in the story of like Star Wars?
No.
What the
Thrawn is not I could never see Thrawn in a relationship with anyone.
Okay. So I just had to ask because I was like, what, they did that?
They had sex in Star Wars?
Yeah, they had the sex out of wedlock?
Yeah, no. Actually, there was almost an Andor, a more worse scene.
Yeah, okay. I don't unrelated a little bit, but I was watching Arcane and I was watching one of the episodes that like Victor was like in his like research lab like working on the little orb thing and he was like becoming mentally unwell and like collapsing and stuff and it kept cutting to fucking Jace with the one of the counselors doing
with Mal Medarda?
Yeah, I couldn't remember but yeah, like, you know, doing the fucking Devil's Tango, and I'm like, yo! I'm worried about Victor right now. Stop showing me this. I get that it's important, but like, come on.
No, listen. Episode 8 of season 2 is gonna have the biggest plot thing ever. Okay.
Okay, I'll believe you. I'll watch it with camera when I get done with season 1. How many episodes are in season 1?
9.
Oh, I'm almost done then.
And then there's 9 in season 2.
Okay. Oh, no, what? Perfect. All right. Anyway, of course, we'll speak as soon as I return. I step foot into your presence once again. Thrawn said as he promised her. Now I must be boarding my ship at once. Stay out of trouble, Morgan. He hesitated for a moment before beside his door. I love you, he said, just loud enough for her to hear before he left the room, heading towards the docking bay. She felt her heart skip a beat as he said the words she's been holding on for so long. What do you mean for so? How long have you been holding this thing? They make it takes 9 months to make this thing. He had said that he loved her, and she knew that Thrawn would never say anything like that if he didn't completely and utterly mean it. I love you too, she said softly, looking down at her stomach again, just after he was out of earshot. We love you, and we'll be waiting for your return. Oh God, but unfortunately for Morgan and her child, Thrawn didn't return. His departure that day was marked the beginning of his disappearance. She spent the next 10 years surviving the fall of the Empire, all the while searching for any traces of the man that she loved, the father of her daughter. And the flashback, the present day of Morgan and Elsbeth's Starship were meant to fly. Okay. It hadn't been easy over the past decade, but she had allies beside her. Allies like Baylan Stoll, who so happened to be her child's godfather, who vowed to aid her in her search for Thrawn. It was why she hadn't given up after all these years, and why the race against Ahsoka and the New Republic was now more dire than ever. She was close to finding him again, and when she did, perhaps she finally had a chance to piece her family back together, like, Edwin with the Mimic, together for the first time. Baylan knew that this was an important mission for her, but he very clearly understood why. He nodded at her original statement, the question of if he was truly absorbing why this mission was so important to both Morgan and the Empire. I understand the importance and time sensitivity of this situation, Morgan. I truly do. But I think we can afford to postpone it even just a little while looking for Shin. I completely lost all signal to our comms as of a few moons ago. She knows everything of which we're planning, and I'm worried something happened. Morgan sighed, shaking her head at this. She knew he had a point, even if she didn't care to admit it. They needed to at least know what happened to Shin before they continued with everything, especially if somehow her knowledge had been compromised by the Republic. That could put their entire mission in jeopardy, and she refused to risk finding Thrawn like that. Only until we know what happened to her. Only because of her sensitivity to this mission, she slowly turned around to face him. We'll join our resources together until we hear something. Anything. Until we can get a hold of her again. You have my word on that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Baylan bowed his head in a deep way to show respect. Shin was the closest thing he ever had to a family. The closest thing he had to a daughter. And until he knew that she was safe and she wasn't in the hands of the Republic, he could not rest.
I just got flashed by McDonald's.
Why would they do that to you? It's so mean. Why would they flash you?
A $2.50 breakfast sandwich and a $1.59 Sprite.
Shit, that sounds pretty fucking good. Can you sign that deal to me?
Oh, God.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I already closed out. Why did I just get an AI ambulance?
I don't know.
People stop giving me stupid ads. Okay, we're doing another chapter?
Absolutely. We're only at the 30-minute mark.
I don't know time. I'm very... No, yes.
Yes.
New beginnings. In the meeting room at the Republic base, it had grown deathly quiet as Shin had continued speaking. No one dared to utter a word to her confessions. Hardly anyone dared to even breathe. It was Sabine who spoke up first, slowly leaning toward the table and drumming the tips of her nublets on the surface.
Nublet tips, I love it.
Oh my god. Oh. She said she started slowly, only having gone part of this story before. Thrawn has a child. And that child is also the child of Morgan Elsbeth. Is that what I've gathered from that? She nodded slowly, looking around the room. That is completely correct. The child was born before I even joined Balin. She's around 9 years old now. Is that math?
I don't know how to do math. I'm an accountant.
No, so I'm trying to think of how many years it was between the Battle of Lothal to the point where we're at in Ahsoka.
Of course you're like, the math ain't mathing here.
I feel like she should be like 15 or something.
This isn't more accurate.
How between the Battle of Lothal and Ahsoka Season 1.
Of course you're looking that up. Like, hey,
she should be 10 to 11 years old.
See, yeah.
Guess you got out of it this time.
You are determined. You're like, I need this book to be as accurate as possible, or else it's gonna ruin my enjoyment of this lesbian ship.
I know. I already got my Mon Mothma cameo taken away from me.
Sorry.
Maybe she'll come back with this chapter.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So she's about Jason's age. Hera was trying to put a timeline together, mostly for herself. And you said Morgan was training her in Night Sister magic? Yes. Shin confirmed. Yes, that is correct. Morgan herself comes from a Night Sister background. The Chancellor who had spoken up earlier finally cut in. Which Chancellor? Is this the only Chancellor that we are politically incorrect about?
Yep.
Fuck.
Yippee!
I see. We have a lot to discuss then. General... What the fuck?
Wait,
okay, I know what it says. I know whose name that is.
Syndulla?
That's not how you spell... Yeah, that's not how you spell Syndulla.
Okay, well...
That is...
Give this author a chance, man.
Wait, why did it... Wait, Phoenix, how does it look like on your end?
Syndulla.
S. Melissa Dula.
I see Melissa on your side.
Great there.
You might need to change something in your POV replacer if it's showing up like that. What were we reading that was oh yeah, Maria. Oh yeah, Mira.
Oh!
Sometimes they just said YN. That makes so much sense.
Oh my god, I was like, did this person have a stroke while writing Syndulla?
No wonder you're like, that's not how you spell it. And I'm like, really? It actually looks like the spelling of it. I mean, I'm no Star Wars nerd, but it looks right to me.
Okay, it's just my POV replacer's a little stupid.
Yeah, oopsies.
General Syndulla, Commander Ren, we thank you for your time, truly. You as well, Miss Hati. But I suppose it's time we bring this to our higher-ups and discuss it further before making a decision on the situation in which the General will be involved. Who is your higher-ups? Apparently you're the Chancellor, you're the highest one there, right? Unless Mon Mothma cameo?
Bitch, I don't fucking know.
I'm sorry, I'm really just wanting Mon Mothma.
Yeah, you keep asking me, and I'm like, shit, I don't fucking know. I'm reading this the same way you are.
I'm sorry, I'm desperate.
Yeah, it sounds like it, dog. Keep the
I'm on my
cock
hands
up.
and knees for this. That wouldn't be the first Night Sister the rebellion has encountered. Sabine felt the need to add, remembering, excuse me, one that she had aided them years prior during the war. One that had aided. Huh?
I don't
What
know.
Night Sister? What? Well, I'm about to need someone to give me lore drops.
Are you caught up in Star Wars?
Remembering one that had aided. I watched every season of Rebels, and I don't recall a single Night Sister aiding them. I don't think.
Your lore drop.
No, Ventures was. I should probably scratch this before I go too deep.
Yeah.
I've already wasted like 20 minutes of this video just on me talking about being correct on this stuff.
Yeah, but I can see you now with the whiteboard behind you as you're like explaining and like scribbling stuff behind you. You're like, this is not accurate to the war that happened.
Yeah,
This can't
but
possibly-
nevertheless, at least that one was on our side. As you said, I'm sure you have much to discuss. The two of us will leave you to it. Sabine stood and lightly motioned Shin to follow along with her. Thank you for your time, Chancellor and Senators. If you need anything from me or her, the General will let you know where to find us. She gave a light nod of respect before leaving the room with Shin alongside her. Shin bowed in respect as a goodbye before following Sabine out. Didn't know we were in Japan.
Shut up. Shut up.
I hope everything I said correctly, and I got the information out all right. She turned her head to glance at Sabine. I've never done well in large meetings like that. Sabine walked through the halls with her, with the intent of bringing her back to her quarters for the time being.
Of course you
Did more than, or...
Sorry, I was like, glad.
Yeah, we already made it to the smoochy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So now we're going back to the room.
Yippee.
No idea what's going to happen because this is a Star Wars book.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it PG-13. I says with joy. Little did we know, this was about to become the smuttiest book ever.
Yeah, little did they know.
You did more than alright, Shin. Truly, we're just glad to have your help and cooperation. She looked over at her. Although, from everything you've said, I don't doubt that Balin will be looking for you. And then surely he'll figure out that you're with us. Shin shyly reached her hand out, extending it in a way where she hoped Sabine would get her hint without having to say a word or embarrass herself. I wouldn't doubt that he's already looking for me. And if I could tell him where I was, I would. I truly would. She definitely noticed her attempt at affection and took her hand without any hesitation, smiling lightly at her acknowledgement. ... At some point, you may have to tell him that you're with us. On your own accord as well. If only to try to keep from another battle between us. I just feel like a coming out story now.
Yeah, were they not talking about that? I was like, did I tell out just long enough that they're like, you have to tell them about our gay love that we have. I'm like, shit, must have missed that chapter.
No, apparently, no. She has to come out to him that she doesn't want to be a villain anymore.
Yeah, I'm a villain, not a monster.
And I will. I just don't want to hurt him. I don't want him to hurt you guys. You guys have built here. Perhaps I can give him a message with an untraceable signal, but today isn't today. No, it isn't. Today is about us. Most importantly, making sure you still have a chance to rest. and I know firsthand how wounds like that have to heal. She cast her amused glance before opening the door to her room. Now, wait, oh, that's Shin. Now, the galaxy has decided it's my then to suffer the wound. So Shin said the hints of teasing in her voice, entering Sabine's room and taking a look around. It was a smaller room, but it clearly was Sabine's by the spray paint murals on the wall and the colorful designs all around. She tossed her jacket aside on the chair. You can rest now. I mean, this is where you'll be staying while you're here. But I hope it's cozy enough. This is just fine. I like it. Actually, your Earth has always caused quite the statement around the galaxy. I've kind of always hoped to see some of it with my own eyes. Shin admitted, of course she'd learned about Sabine in her time alongside Balin and Morgan Elsbeth, since Thrawn used her art to learn more about the Ghost Crew. Oh, you've been studying me. Sabine teased, knowing perfectly well that she had. She had sat at her desk chair, glancing around the room at the various pieces she's done throughout the year. I'm glad it's impressed you. I've always hoped it would be impressive to someone someday. I have studied your art. I haven't had a lot of time to study you as a being yet.
Oh.
She said quite seriously, taking a seat in the edge of her bed. It's more than impressive. I feel like I could stick on to my soul for the remaining days if I look at it too long. Then maybe you'll have more time to study me in the coming days.
Oh!
I'd be lying if... I can't tell where this is leading.
I can't either. I was like, whoa! I was like, are we prophets? Is there actually smut in this?
Maybe. I'd be lying if I hadn't said I've never studied up on you since our first meeting, but I'm beginning to think that it was a good thing to being looked back at her. If you like it that much, I could paint something for you sometime if you wanted.
Lesbian.
Shin seemed quite interested in that offer, sitting in thought for a long moment. Inside, she was very curious on how people perceived her, and maybe this would be her chance to see herself from the eyes of another. If you get the chance, I'd like for you to do a portrait of me, in whatever style you feel is best. I want to see what it would turn out like. Sabine found it just as interesting, tilting her head as she studied Shin for a moment, as if the creative brain she naturally held was already thinking about this. I only paint things that inspire me. Luckily for you, you do inspire me. She said the last part far quieter than she intended, trying to pick up her normal demeanor again. I'll just find time for it, just like I'll find for us. A smile found its way to Shin's face yet again as she brought her legs up in front of her and crossed them. I will make the time for you, always. Even when the time comes where I reveal to Balin where I've gone. I'm not going to give up. Thankfully, that day isn't today. She got up, crossing over to the bed so she can sit beside her on the edge of it. Thankfully, it was big enough to do this. Sabine reached for her hand. Right. The day is for us. Anything else we'll deal with when it comes to it.
Wow.
You know that chapter, I could not figure out what was gonna happen.
Honestly, me too. I was on the edge of my seat, like in a bad way. I was like, please don't actually be smart. Please.
Because I saw the legs things, like I glanced down, I was like, what's about to happen here?
Yeah. If it does happen, can it be like off screen and implied and not us reading it?
Yeah, like Morgan's and Thrawn's.
Oh yeah, see? Like that. Just make more of that. Anyway, I'm
Just
enjoying.
make more babies?
No. I mean, like as an example of like. Please, no. Why did you go there with it?
I have no idea.
What the fuck? All right.
Also, for some reason, when you said that, I thought of like Kane and Bubble.
What?
Why are you like this?
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, I was like. Okay, listen. What happened that we thought was gonna happen for like the past 20 minutes? So like. So yeah, I'm a little bit on the edge. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. I enjoyed you giving me a 20-minute long explanation on what Star Wars is. And that's not being sarcastic. Yeah. I did appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
See, Mon Mothma was the first Chancellor of the New Republic. See, I knew it.
I didn't disagree with you. It's an argument that only you cared about and about winning. You're like, I knew this was it, and I'm like, sure, buddy, just keep taking your meds.
Yeah, because at the time it was Mon Mothma. Later elected in 32 ABY, after Battle of Yavin, Lenevere Veal Cham was the last Chancellor of the New Republic before the First Order destroyed the Hosnian Prime system, killing the New Republic.
Wow. I try to follow along.
Man, I'm glad I knew.
Yeah, I'm so
You! This is the Chancellor?
You were had to send a picture, dog. Okay, the last thing I sent you was a Chris Chan a comprehensive documentary. Hold on. Ew! Okay, on that note, do you want
to... And then I'm going to send you the one that I've been talking about.
Okay.
This is Mon Mothma.
Oh, okay. Slay Queen.
Yes, look, she's so pretty.
Yeah.
And then we have, I don't know,
a man. A really ugly man.
Yeah.
And speaking of ugly men, you know what it's time for?
What?
The time for the wheel.
Ah!
I gotta say, I love my transitions, because that had nothing to do with ugly men. I was like, and speaking of which...
I mean... Count Vogue.
Yeah. Hey, what? Hey. I did you a favor by taking off that Terra once. You didn't have to read it with me. And this is how you insult me?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna quote that, though.
You better add the panicking, wait, hey, what the fuck, no. No, I hope it lands on Emily X. Alistair, just to spite you. Wait, are we gonna get Jax? I think we're getting Agatha X Rio. I don't even know what this ship is.
Agatha X Rio!
I don't know. Am I getting myself into something bad here?
Marvel.
Oh, it is something bad.
Gay witches, just in time for the Halloween season.
Yeah, actually, this will go up in like August. Wait, October. I think. Hold on. It's gonna go up in November.
Full!
I'm sorry. Actually, Wolfwren goes up at the end of October, so you get spooky lesbians. So this episode is an October special, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just saying words now.
Okay. This is... okay, the book is ongoing, but they haven't updated it in months.
Oh, no! Well, we'll work with it. Bro, who the fuck keeps adding me? Oh, it's you. Okay. Like, bro, I've been pinged like 3 times during this recording.
Well, how do we feel now?
I feel great.
Man, I feel so good.
Yeah, I bet
Wheel
you
has
do.
been like a goddess to me. They gave me Mira, then they gave me Wolfwren, now we're getting Agatha X Rio.
So you just gotta be patient with the wheel, and the wheel will reward you.
Wheel
in
is
threefolds. Did you just see the wheel is evil?
I said the wheel is eating.
Oh, I think it said it's evil. I'm like, wow, you really gonna talk shit about the wheel right after it just gave you something that you wanted for like a while? Crazy.
No, the wheel is not evil. It's an angel, sweetie pie.
Yeah, well, actually, next week it like thought that you said evil, and he's like, you know what, fuck you. Here's an Emily X Alistair, and then he's just start crying.
I swear to God, if that happens, I think I would actually grab a gun.
No, please don't do that.
I can't deal with that book.
It was actually a pretty good read, despite it being that ship.
I hated it.
I'm sorry.
Because of the ship.
And speaking of hating things, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.
Wait,
what?
I thought we were saying we were hating stuff. So weren't we meant to say we hate the viewers?
Yeah, I guess so. Fuck you guys for watching. I hate every single one of you.
And no thank you for coming to this video today.
Yeah, I don't know why you pressed on this one out of all the videos on YouTube. Cringe. Anyway. Anyway, there's a playlist on screen with all the other Wattpad book club readings I've done in the past with Lego, Sage, Jolene, and Honey. So if you're interested, you guys should check them out. And also, this is the last Wattpad book club reading that's on screen right now. It is Polytrick. So if you are interested in any K-pop,
go read it.
Go read it. I appreciate it. Jolene and I had a fun time, and then Elf was there in the background, and we had to read off what he was telling us and stuff because he doesn't have a voice. He's a robot. Anyway, Lego, do you have any final words?
Don't forget to be spooky.
Yeah, for Halloween, which is totally around the time that we're filming this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, my name is Phoenix. That was Lego, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!